Shalom, shalom, Israel, Judah. What's up? What's up, everybody? YouTube, how y'all doing? Man, we got a little hard one to get into today. It takes a lot of research to talk about who owns our media and the news, but we're gonna get into it. And, it's I got a lot of information I'm trying to pack into little small messages because you can't really keep a person's interest for longer than 15 minutes. I mean, we physically set up, unless it's social media or something, or we scrolling information. People don't really retain that in long periods of time. This one's basically about our television, man, predictive programming, the stuff. What we're lied to, how we're brainwashed, witchcraft, all of it. Let's put it all together. In the New Testament, Yeshua taught a lot about deception. He said there were going to be a lot of false prophets. Nowadays, everybody call themselves a god. I don't understand that one. We don't do God stuff, but everybody's a god now. But the whole book of Revelations is really, warning you. I know the sins of the people who call themselves Jews and are not. It's telling you that the people who are set up in power are of Satan. We can't forget that. Revelations is a book in the Bible that most preachers, they stay away from it. It doesn't give people that warm, fuzzy feeling. It doesn't preach well, basically, is how I would say that. You have to deal. It doesn't give you that sense of security. You have to deal with the end times and judgments and revelations. A pastor can't make no money telling you about what we have, what judgments are about to come up on us, or what we're about to go through. And matter of fact, while I'm there, most pastors they stay away from the Old Testament and they preach on Sunday because they said with the death of Yeshua that we wasn't under the law anymore. And they could preach whenever they wanted to, even though they're just not admitting they're doing what the Romans told them to, the Europeans. That's a pagan day, but we're going to skip all that. So if your logic behind going on Sunday is because we're under the grace of Yeshua in the New Testament, why do you still take tithes? Tithing was done with the death of Yeshua. So you go back to the Old Testament to dip in when you want some money, but when you want to explain why you're going to church on a pagan day, you want to use the fact that we're under grace. We're going to let y'all have that one. Ask your pastor about it. Man, Satan's whole job in this realm is to deceive. The Bible says when the Antichrist reveals himself that the whole world will be deceived. Well, how do you deceive the whole world? Communication, television. It's the easiest thing. It's the main tool used in deception. We see a lot of stuff. It's setting us up for a condition for an Antichrist system. So he can reveal himself. If the devil could just reveal himself, he'd have done it already. But in this realm, it has to be a system for him to come into. And this is what television overall is opening us up for. So, let's get into how television is brainwashing us. On SpongeBob, look at this right here. It's SpongeBob. Patrick gets his driver's license. Now, 124 Conch Street is the address associated with Pedophile Island. So why would 120 Conch Street be on this driver's license? This is a kid's cartoon. And we shouldn't even be asking ourselves, how did it get on there? We should be asking ourselves, who allowed it to get on there? Because this is television. It takes somebody way higher than us to allow stuff like that to make it on TV. And why would this be on a children's cartoon? This is Epstein we're talking about. This is Pedophile Island. This right here says a whole lot. The Simpsons. The Simpsons didn't predict a thing. We were Most of us, this is my age, I'm 42, most of us my age were teenagers around the time that The Simpsons came out. It's called predictive programming. They knew that our age would be the governing body of the United States at this period of time. So all of the stuff put in The Simpsons, they knew what was going to happen. They put it in your subconscious mind that this is what's going to go down. The television, they play stuff over and over and over and over again until a lie becomes the truth. You could call it predictive programming, or we could call it what it really is spiritual warfare. Because if you have a programming that's teaching you hate, that's teaching you lust, that's teaching you every single thing that's in the Bible that the Bible tells us not to do, if there's a programming telling us to do it and normalizing it, when that would be the devil's side, spiritual warfare. This is what we have to look at every day. And we have to think, why are they doing this? Why is everything we're looking at evil? Why is everything we see on TV not of the Bible? This is supposed to be a God-fearing country, and God we trust is what it says. Well, the goal of Satan, his biggest accomplishment, is to watch God's creations worship him. Basically, we worship Satan through the way that we're taught on TV, the way that we're taught through the radio, the way that we're taught through social media. Everything that we're doing is not of God. So basically, and we run around and say, oh, God knows my heart. I would probably stop saying that, because he does know your heart. He knows that you understood the truth and you picked the wrong. And that's the God knows my heart. I would probably stop saying that. All right, so let's take it a step further with the media, social media, and television. With our people, as soon as they get a little money, as soon as you sign a contract, we're gonna sign a contract. The first thing they do is get tatted up, and I'm talking about full body tats, full sleeves, tattoos, hair, face, neck, everywhere you could see, legs. Man, I have tattoos. I couldn't even finish mine once. I ran across a certain teaching, because tattoos are basically how pagans show homage to demons. It's pagan worship. They put cuts on their body and mark their body up because demons are marked up. It's them. It's worship. It's not nothing that we're supposed to be doing. God told us not to get tattoos. He told us not to mark our body because he didn't mark our body. It's a little deeper study to that, but if you noticed, every major thing pushed on TV has a demonic origin to it. Even makeup, MAC makeup, the eye makeup, where Azazel, I think is the demon's name. We're gonna get into that in another study. Who came and showed men how to use eye makeup. We look at the world, MAC pushing it. Look at our women pushing makeup. Like I said, that's a whole nother study because I got to go deeper into it. But yeah, that's why everybody's tattooed up, man. It's demon worship. And if we look at the artists with all the tattoos, usually their life is in some kind of disarray. It's never just a calm, simple, plain life. Now you are a millionaire. The stuff that we all wish to be rich, but your life is horrible. And you tatted up. The demons tearing you up, ain't they? That's about all of them, man. Oh, I can't. But I'm not even to judge anybody. Like I said, I have my own tattoos. I got my own repentance. But what I'm trying to show you is how the media pushes something more familiar to everybody. Let's look at 9/11. Now, I'm a welder. I've been welding for a little over 20 years. Before I was a welder, I was an iron worker. The people who actually put the structures up. I went to iron worker apprenticeship in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm not speaking from a dumb place, is what I'm getting at. I've welded in nuclear plants. I've welded on nuclear subs. I've welded on skyscrapers. There is no way that jet fuel would have made any one of them buildings look like a demolition when they fell down. You get what I'm saying? The way, I mean, if a plane hits you from the side, you're gonna fall over on the other side. But and the official story was these cats with knives or box cutters took over these planes, hijacked them, and ran them into the side of the buildings, and that's what made the building collapse straight down. Now, the unofficial story is they know that couldn't have happened. They know it couldn't have happened. But because the official news story repeats terrorists, 9/11, terrorists, 9/11, terrorists, 9/11, the official story becomes terrorists, 9/11. So the remembrance becomes terrorists, 9/11. The unofficial story is gone now because the predictive programming has told you that this is what happened, regardless if you could see it, know better, read it, everything. Everything about you could say this could not have happened. But because the official story says this is what happened. This is what happened. Now, we ain't gonna talk about the day before 9/11. There's $14 trillion missing out of the defense fund, 9/10/01. That's neither here nor there. I'm not even trying to go there. I'm trying to show you that whatever the story is what we believe, or whatever's on the media is what we believe. Here last summer, there was a big thing about CERN. People started looking into CERN. I've been following CERN for 4 years. If you were watching the Avengers, you've seen CERN. You've seen the plot. The devil likes boasting too. He likes telling you what he's doing. He's conditioning, TV is conditioning us for a time period to where the devil can reign openly and freely on this earth, in this realm. We're going to get in the realms too. You watch the Lord of the Rings. They talk about the realm of men a lot. Even the Avengers, the realm of men. Let's get off of that though. But when Loki came through the portal on the Avengers, that machine at that point looks exactly like the opening doors to CERN. I would suggest that you go YouTube a video, CERN's opening ceremony. You'll see how demonistic it is. I mentioned the Lord of the Rings. I don't remember the bad guy's name, but he was a big burning eyeball. That same eye is the eye that's on the back of your dollar bills. We're just taught that this is a movie, but to those who understand the world, the movies doesn't even look the same. They're not. It's not an action movie to them. This is a movie predicting the future, because the occult or the Illuminati or whatever you want to call them, basically satanic people, use symbols, not words, but symbols. I see them throwing up the rock all the time. The diamonds. Look at the dollar. Look at all the symbols. We don't know what those symbols are on the dollar, but they're on there for a reason. We just watch TV and we forget to look into what the reason is behind all this. I mean, America wasn't founded as a Christian nation, or I don't even believe in the word Christian, but they wasn't founded as a God-fearing nation. America, I think most of the founding fathers were part of the Hellfire Club. That's a pedophile ring. Man, go do some research, man. This country is demonistic, period. In the 90s, we had the war on Saudi Arabia, Saddam Hussein. Now, all they had to do on television was say weapons of mass destruction, terrorists. Show you videos of them over there killing some people. We don't even they over here killing people. What if y'all went and took videos of everything that's done over here and sent them over there? But the real reason behind the wars is the same reason behind a lot of wars, or all American skirmishes, the U.S. petrodollar. So what that means is the petrodollar means if you're in Venezuela and you want to go buy oil from Saudi Arabia, you have to first exchange your money to American dollars and go buy your money with American money. Now, there's been a few countries, including Saudi Arabia, who have decided they want to trade on the Chinese yen or whatever it is, and When they decided to cut America, the middleman, out, America yells terrorists, weapons of mass destruction. They start programming us through TV, telling us how evil these people are. And then it gets us behind them because we have to back them in order for us to go to war. So we back them. We see some stuff on TV. We see this on the news or whatever, and we immediately go jump. Oh, they killing people, but they killing people over here. Notice I keep saying that. Ain't nobody doing nothing about that over here. But that is the whole purpose of the petrodollar. So those were also the purposes of the wars, and the news was instrumental into getting you to back up the demon act that was about to take place. That's how that works. It's easier to say conspiracy theory because nobody wants to face the truth. You can throw everything under conspiracy and stop talking about it. But the truth is still the truth. Gaddafi. This man had enough gold to back his own currency. He was going to cut out the middleman. What did America do? We got to go get him. He's radical. They go over there and kill this man and steal his gold. That part they leave out. So, all they have to do is get on television and tell you this. Martin Luther King, and I'm going to stop with this one, but Martin Luther King, his name ain't even Martin Luther King. His daddy's name was Michael King Sr. We'll get into that in another study, but he changed his name after a German man. And there's a story about religion or whatever, but none of it's our religion. It's still pagan religion. And the reason Martin Luther King was so instrumental in America, because he was instrumental in subduing the Negro. They didn't want to lose the country to internal fighting. So Michael King, that's why he was allowed to be as famous as he was. And the television showed you the peace. The television told you Martin Luther King. You're celebrating a man, you don't even know his real name. I'm gonna leave this video right here. I appreciate everybody for checking out my YouTube page, man. I have a lot to say sometimes. I try to do everything as most biblical as I can, or with biblical implications. Of course, there's gonna always be people who don't agree with me, and that's fine. This is YouTube, and this is America, so I have the freedom of speech. But I appreciate those who have subscribed, like, comment, watched. I'm going to keep on trying to put this truth out there the best that I know how. Shalom.